Hey, we are live, aren't we? Let's get that camera straightened up, get that ceiling fan out of there. Let's get that little bit of door out of there. There we go. I think we're good. Hey, it's Friday and it's Coach Manny. And as you can see by the title today, Ready, Fire, Aim. But make sure you're ready. And I think everybody loves this, and you hear people talk about ready, fire, aim. Okay, I'm in. I'm going. I'm in. And yet, people don't really understand the point of what the word ready means. They just want to fire and fire and fire, and then they aim. So that's kind of our subject today, ready, fire, aim. And what we're talking about is plan. Because you got to plan, you got to plan, you got to plan something. Because if you're going to ready, fire, aim, you better be ready when you start. The problem is that many organizations bought into this already, and they think it's wonderful, and yet they aren't ready. You have to put the plan together in order for this process to work. And if you put that plan together, it's amazing what you can do with ready, fire, aim, as long as you are ready. Remember also that aiming means adjusting. So today we're going to spend some time talking about this and talking about how to implement it into your organization. And I'm going to share 3 steps with you as they relate to sales and marketing: strategy, tactics, and action. Ready, fire, aim. And remember, in action, we're also going to look at measurement. So get yourself set for today and get yourself set for a good process. Now, let me pull something up here for some reason. There we go. But I lost that for a minute. I got it. All right. So who am I and why am I here, I guess? I always like to do a half a minute here. I'm Coach Manny Nowak, and I help business owners to increase sales by helping them to build sales process that works strategically, tactically, and accountability. I only do 2 things well. I write and I share and teach what I write. If you're struggling with generating business, and as you're going to learn today, that's the number one thing that keeps businesses from growing. And also, I just heard recently, number one reason businesses go out, because they're not selling. So if your team or you as a lone salesperson are off peak, or if you got to hire a salesperson, maybe your first time, maybe you've failed in the past, gosh, that's what I help companies do. And I've been doing effectively, helping companies to increase sales. And remember, as I always say, sales drives your company. The question today: ready, fire, aim. But darn sure make sure that when you do that, you're ready. So please share this broadcast out there. Just a couple of shout outs. Joe, Mark, good to see you on the call today. Thanks for all of you out there. I really appreciate you being on the show, and please continue to share this with many others out there so we can go and rock and roll. Just cover, I always like to, got people coming in late, so let me review that topic one more time, and then we'll get started. Ready, fire, aim, but make sure you're ready. And what we're talking about is planning, is getting to work on that ready stage so that you can fire, aim, adjust, fire, aim, adjust without scrambling all the time. How many of you scramble all the time? And how many of you work for organizations where people are scrambling all the time and they're trying to get you to fire? Come on, Manny, fire. Let's get going. Let's get rolling. And they haven't put together a plan to make it effective. So that's where we're going to go in today's session. And I'm going to cover 3 points with you. And the first of those points is strategy. And I know that word a lot of times scares people because over the years, people have been talking about, oh, strategy is this, and it's some big pie in the sky thing, and it really isn't. And in fact, we're going to make an offer for you guys later in the show, but strategy is really, do you know where you want to go? That's it. Do you know where you want to go? Do you know who you want to go after? Do you know what you're going to use to get those people? Do you know how you're going to get people to be interested? That's all in the strategy of building your organization and in making this work. And it's all in getting ready, because if you don't take the time up front to do that, let me tell you, you're scrambling. And I know you're maybe working with organizations out there right now that don't take the time to plan. And it's just a little crazy when all that happens. So let me continue here. All right, let's see if I'm got to make sure I'm on the right page here. For some reason, all my notes got diverted to some other place. And so let me go here. Okay. Well, I guess that is the right place. It's a great thing about live video. You got to react and you got to go at this point, and you can't come back and readjust, like you can when you're doing film in another point. But what products are going to sell? How are you going to get out there? Who and how are you going to do your presentations effectively? Because I think a lot of people don't take the time to make sure it's good. How are you going to close business? What is your sales strategy? And where do you want it to take your company in the next 5 years, in the next 3 years, in the next year? Also remember, your strategy for 1 year might look a lot different than it does for year 3. And then when you get to year 5, it might be a totally different process. So by taking some time and thinking about that up front, you're going to be amazed at what happens to your process. So let's take a little time and think about that. And remember, year 1, if I'm in a startup, and I'm working with some startups at this point, and I haven't done startups for years. I tell you, I love to do companies that are already rocking and rolling, but I got pulled into some startups, and it's very interesting. So in year 1, you've got to scramble. You got to get some business. You got to get some revenue generated. Now, the strategy you use to do that in year 1 is going to be a whole lot different than the strategy you use in year 2 and the strategy you use in year 3, especially if you're being successful. In year 1, you might be making calls, and you might have an inside team that's just banging phones consistently. Where in year 2, you might have done so much banging on those phones and so much list building that you might have an email list, you might have a social media presence, and so you might push that a little harder. And in year 3, you may have gone to a different process altogether and using much more on the email side. I heard a great saying the other day, and I don't remember who exactly said it, but it points out the fact, and in fact, I think I heard this a while back, same exact thing. It says, why do most companies go out of business today? And think about that for a minute. And the answer, they don't consistently sell. And we have a separate article on that. You can look up some of our stuff on the web and on our blog. But answer the question, where are you going? What is your strategy? So part of your assignment this week, if you really want to implement what we're trying to teach, is answer that question for you and answer it for your organization. Where are you going? And what is the strategy? What product, what market, what process, how you going to close business, how you going to present? And if you don't have those answers, you're not ready So you don't even think about firing yet and adjusting because you need to get ready. Do you like what we're teaching you here today? I just divert for a moment and say, is this something that works for you? Because we have so much learning stuff out there. We have so many videos out there. And if you come in and join our Entrepreneur Toolbox, all those tools are yours. There's no extra cost on almost everything comes with the Entrepreneur Toolbox membership. And what I want to do is I just want to put this link out there. I want you to go take a look at this, especially if you haven't seen it in the past. If you really like what we're doing, I want you to get in on this. It's a minor investment, so please think about that and join us. All right, let's keep going. Point number 2. What else do you need? You need to define the tactics that are going to help you implement that strategy. So you have the strategy up front. You've defined the strategy. You've put that together. Now, you need the how-to. Strategy says, very simple, I'm going to go after people of this age who live in this neighborhood, who make this much money, or companies who sell this level, and that's wonderful. But now, how are you going to do that? What are the tactics that you're going to use to make that happen? And remember, we're still in the ready stage. We haven't fired yet. I know some of you out there would like to fire, but we're still getting ready. We've done the strategy. Now we're putting together the tactics that are actually going to make that strategy work. It's how, I guess you can simply say it, it's how we're going to implement the strategy. In this process, you take the strategy, and the tactics are really what's behind them to make it happen. Some of the questions that you could come up with, and you know what? Excuse me. I'm going to put these out there just so you have them, because what I want you to do is I want you to work on this stuff this week. So let me put that out there. There we go. Just so you have that as part of your process. These are questions I'm going to go through. And of course, they're out on our blog too. How are you going to sell? Tactical question. Are you going to use an inside sales team? Are you going to use an outside sales team? Are you going to use some combination? Are you going to be doing the selling? Or are you actually going to hire somebody? What are the lead gen tools that fit into your process? How are you going to get leads? You know, it's wonderful to have a great sales team, wonderful to have the best salespeople in the world. But if you don't give them some leads, what's going to happen? What about the vendors you're going to use? What vendors? What CRM are you going to use to implement the process? These are all tactical questions. Now, based on your strategy, this is the tactics. And remember, what I'm giving you today is a very high-level overview. One of the things that we do at Coach Manny is very simply, we help you build this. But that's another story I'll get to maybe later. All right, let me keep going. What's a presentation look like? How are you going to present to your customers? I'm working with some fantastic technology now that, you know, we used to have to go out and we used to have to spend time on site and we used to have to do all those things. And now I can do all that on a tool like Zoom or other tools out there. And I can be sitting right here, and it's just like I'm sitting in a room presenting to you. It is amazing technology, and I love it. And so is that what you're going to use? Are you going to create something on the web that automatically does the presentation so people can look at it at 3 o'clock in the morning if they're up? Is that how you're going to present? Those are tactical questions that you need to answer. How do you use SEO, PPC, other paid advertising? These are all tactical questions. Make sure you define and understand how the tactics, what the tactics are, and how they're going to make the strategy to happen. And when you get that done, all right, are you ready? I know you're ready out there to start firing. I know you're ready to make this happen. I know you want to implement it. So Point number 3 comes real simple. You have to take the action. And this is where you fire. Now, if you have any questions out there, just throw them up. If I get there, we'll get there. If not, I'll get back to you. Don't worry. Just throw them up there anyway. Or if you don't want to throw them up there, private message me. I always check that out. Let me know what you're dealing with here that you want to know more about, and we'll connect. Point number 3 is you have to take action. And this is why we say ready, plan, and then fire, which is this point where you do it. And then you adjust, which is the aim. So, yes, but the great thing is you only got to do this ready thing one time up front. We're going to get all ready. We're going to build our strategy. We're going to build our tactics. Now, we may adjust them as we go along. Don't get me wrong, that nothing, especially in today's world where stuff is just changing at an astronomical speed. You got to adjust things. But we're going to build a strategy, we're going to build the tactics, and then we're going to zoom, and we're going to fire, and we're going to aim and adjust, and we're going to fire, and we're going to aim and adjust, and we're going to fire, and we're going to aim and adjust, and your sales are going to go up. That's how it works. Wow. I know I get excited because I love watching companies grow. It is such a passion with me that when you take a company that's at one number and all of a sudden, bam, their number's a lot more. That's one of the reasons that inspired us to build a whole course we have available out there called Double Your Sales. Got a lot of stuff out on the website. Go out and check out CoachManny.com. You'll love it. Okay, so remember, if you're not taking action, you're not moving, and it's not going to happen. It's just as bad as, remember I said, if you're not taking the time to be ready, when you go to fire, you're going to be firing all over the place. Well, if you're not taking the time to fire, once you're ready, nothing's going to happen either. You know, people are like on one side or the other side of that spectrum. Ready, fire, aim. But make sure you're ready first. Get that written. Don't tell me about those strategic plans and those tactical plans that's in your mind. I've dealt with enough business owners over the years who have that, who are always telling me that story, and I'm like, no, it doesn't quite work that way. A written strategy plan, a written tactical plan, and then you're ready. You know, again, let me put up this. One of the things I do is I help you, and one of the things I like to do is, this is a free 15-minute call, and all you got to do is go out here and register. So if what we talked about today got you a little fired up and you're saying, wow, I'd like to try this, I'd like to do this, then go out there, schedule an appointment, and let's see if we can talk on the phone for 15 minutes. No obligation, no cost, no nothing. Just give me a buzz. Wow. What do you think? Ready, fire, aim, build the strategy, build the tactics, and then get out there and do it. How do you get your organization to this level? Well, one of the things we have is what we call our Double Your Sales course. And one of the things we like to do here is we like to give the first piece in that course away. And it's free. It has an hour of video training. It has a workbook. It has a lot of techniques. And I'm going to put this up here. It's called actually our free course 1, How to Define Your Target Market. And so it is really, here we go. We'll put that out there for you. Yep. And that is the course that's going to help you define your target market. So if you want to define that target market, that's the start of getting ready. Here's a course. You might like the rest of it and you might buy the rest of it, but it doesn't really matter, because what we want you to do is we want you to see how powerful getting ready by defining your target market can make your business succeed. Here we are, the end of the day again, right? I hope this has helped you, and I hope it's fired you up a little bit, and I hope you'll come back to me with some questions. You'll go out to the website. You'll share this with other people, and not just that, you'll do your assignment this week. Go out and try to do this. Try to put something together in this process. If you have questions or whatever, connect with me. That's what I'm here for. We're here every Friday at 10:30, and what we're here for is to help you to build your business by increasing sales. If you keep that sales rocking, your business will be here many years from now. This is Coach Manny. Hey, and if you want to get in on the Entrepreneur Toolbox, get in. We're in 8 minutes here. I think it's 8 minutes. 8 minutes. We always 11 o'clock. I always do a training session. We're continuing our work on helping companies to build their funnels, and that's what we're going to be doing today. And we're going to be really talking about once you get people into your funnel, how do you keep them in there, and how do you convert them into a customer? And that's the kind of stuff we do, training every week for our members. So if you're not in yet, you can see the link in the messages there. Come on, join up, get in. We'd love to have you. This is Coach Manny saying, have a great day. I would like to say I'm fired up about going to shore this weekend, but doesn't look like the weather's going to be there. So, I got work to do this week. So I guess we'll do that this weekend. Have a great day and join us every Friday at 10:30. And one more point, join us every day because we do a live 2 minutes daily tip. Watch for it and see if it helps you. Thanks for being here.